I just read your message. You stupid. What's up, everybody? You are tuned into another episode of Access Granted. It's your boy, Mr. Antoine, and rolling with me again today, Foxy's baby. What's going on, Shorty?
Listen, you know what time it is. We're a little
Straight,
early
straight.
today, but it's all good. I'm ready.
Yeah. A little early. I'm usually just turning the laptops on right about now, but it's all good. I see you. I see you did the Philly thing, and the paparazzi was all on you. In Philly
Actually,
this
I went to
weekend.
Philly, but then I doubled back and went to Columbia, South Carolina. So when the
Yeah.
paparazzi, I was actually at this place called Main Course down in downtown Columbia. Let
When
me
you
tell you,
when
this
you
spot was hot. They had live music. It was really dope. Like it was really a dope experience. There was this gentleman called Mike Stone. I had never heard of him before, but apparently, he's pretty popular in the area.
mhm.
And he does a thing called disco and froze. And so
Okay.
ultimately they did like 70s and 80s music. They did a little bit of the 60s, but mostly 70s and 80s music. And I'm telling you, they killed it. They killed it. Boy, they played my song Yearning for Your Love. It was a rap.
You don't know nothing.
That's when the
You too young. You
paparazzi
don't
got
know nothing.
that's when the
You don't know nothing about that. You don't know
whatever.
nothing about that.
Listen.
That's like my wife's favorite song, and
Is it?
there's a there's a picture of her on Facebook where she running, and I captioned that you can't keep running in and out of my life. It's funny. It's funny. So, yeah, that's one of our
Yes.
favorite songs. Real quick, shout out to everybody that's joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Keep track of all of the dope shows that we have had. Um, Want to start out sending my thoughts and prayers and condolences to my sister, darling Dina. You know her on Facebook as Dina Smith. On the recent passing of her husband, and also my
Jesus.
sister, Tipsy Fiend, whose information you see going across the bottom of the screen now, the dopest mixologist in Baltimore. It was her father that passed away. And you know what I was thinking earlier, man. I hate seeing people mourn on Facebook when I really feel like I can't do nothing for them. Like it hurts.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it
Like
does.
I can't tell Dina I understand because I've never lost a spouse before. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell
Right.
Denise that I understand because my father ain't never been around, so I could never lose a father. You know what I mean? So it just to see them going through it the way
Yeah.
that they have been the last couple of weeks. It's just been important for me to just keep reaching out and letting them know that I love them, and if they need me, I'm here for them. And then
And listen,
special
as
shout.
someone who has definitely lost, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was
You're
just going to say,
freezing.
just, as someone who has lost multiple people,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I'm not frozen over here, so I'm not sure what's happening, but
yeah. But
I do hear some
condolences to.
feedback, though.
I don't hear any feedback. I'm good. But and also want to give a shout out to my Walbrook Warrior family. We lost another one this past week. It's absolutely crazy to have just been like literally like on Facebook chatting and commenting on somebody's post, and then they be gone like 3 hours later. Absolutely crazy. But I
Yeah.
did have a chance to talk with some members of his family and just show them some love, man. And hopefully, they can get through it. I know it's a real tough time for them. And this been one of them, like this last 2 years, man. I know I either have lost so many people, like that's the third member of Walbrook that we've lost since the beginning of the year. The first being my man Frankie Ducker, who was the MTA mobility driver that was killed. And then we lost another member like 2 weeks later. And the crazy part is the one that we lost 2 weeks later had actually just days before he passed away spoke at Frankie's memorial. And like literally like 3 or 4 days later, I think he was gone. So it's been tough, man, because Walbrook, like we're a real, our alumni, we're a real tight knit family, man. So we just, continue to try to be there for each other and keep lifting each other up and everything. It's been crazy. But yeah, other than that,
Yo, you don't hear this?
I hear you, but you're definitely freezing. But real quick, while she's trying to get that straight on her end, I do want to it's not an official announcement, but I'm gonna say that I'm this close, like we're this close right now to having two I'm gonna say legend in their own right woman hip hop groups on the show. We got JJ Fad coming up, and we got Oaktown 357 coming up. And I'm like,
yes.
I'm literally just
Hush
like
your mouth.
I'm literally just checking the emails every day, and well, one on email and one on Instagram. I'm literally just checking it every day, just saying, please come on, give me the confirmation. Please come on, give me the confirmation, because I wanna really put it out there. But yeah, looking forward to it. And man, when I get them up here, whoever's hosting with me that night, especially when Oaktown 357 get on and Sweet LD is on the screen, y'all gonna have to take over the interview, because I'm gonna just sit here like this the whole time and just be like, ooh, that's my girl. I had a chance to again mentioning Darlene Dina. I had a chance.
Don't fall out, brother. Don't fall out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in straight groupie mode. But I had a chance to talk to Sweet LD from Oaktown 357 a couple of years ago on Darlene Dina's show, Must Be the Music. But that was all by phone. So to have this opportunity now to actually bring them up and talk to them face to face, I don't think it's going to be all three members of JJ Fad, but I do believe it's going to be at least two of the members from Oaktown 357, because I think that they officially had three. It was the two dancers, and then it was somebody else that like sang with them or something. But definitely keeping my fingers crossed that we can make that happen. One of them might actually be in the next 2 weeks, so hopefully we can pull that off. But other than that, man, I'm excited to have this dude on tonight, man. This is a awesome brother. I've been following him. I can't even remember how long ago it's been since he's been on 92Q. The Urban Informer was everywhere at one point in time. He was all over the radio, man. He was all over the city. And now he's officially adding author to his list of accomplishments, and I'm real proud of him, man. And he put up a post, I think it was last month, well, no, not last month, I think it was back in April, talking about this book. And just because of the post that he wrote when he talked about the connection with him and his daughter and being a single father and all of that stuff, I was like, gotta have him up here. So without further ado, we're gonna bring my man Kelson up in the building.
Good evening.
Good evening, bro. Welcome to Access Grand. It's great to see you, man.
No, it's good to be seen. How you doing?
I've like I said, I've been following you for a minute, man, and like you've done great things in media. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you practically were running the city at one point, whether you realize or not, because you were like literally everywhere. Every time I stepped into a club, every time somebody invited me to a party, every time it was an event going on around the city, if 92Q was there, Kelson was there representing. It was always you and what's the little black? What's his name?
Little black. Yep.
Y'all was everywhere, bro. I was like, God damn. But it's good to have you up, man. And you want to just start? You want to just hop right into the book, bro, or you want to give a little bit of history?
I'm over y'all. How we gonna do it? You let me know.
Let's start with the book, man, because like I said, that initial post that you put up a while ago, it really touched me, because I don't know you outside of media, other than the fact that you know my little brother.
Yeah.
Had no idea the story behind you and what you had going on, and definitely didn't know about the single fatherhood thing. So yeah, let's start with the book.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about like what influenced you to decide to put something like this down and write.
Well, going back to your original statement, when I released the video on May 10th, I was like, am I really ready to do this? Because, I've shared parts of my life on the radio, on social media when I have, but I didn't go too personal. So that's why even now doing this book and doing the interviews for the book, and once people read the book, I feel like I'm opening myself up and being very vulnerable. So it's kind of hard for me, but the purpose of me doing this is because, like I said in the video, that a lot of times we always hear the stories about the single mothers and the things they go through, but we don't really hear much from the fathers. So my goal was to help be a voice for the single fathers and share my experience to help, get the word out there.
And it's crazy because not only single fathers, but black fathers in general,
Especially black fathers, yeah.
We don't get the credit. It's unfortunate that, it seems like we're the minority, you know what I mean? And because there's so much of a negative narrative about us all the time, because and I'm not on front, it's some horrible sperm donors. I ain't even gonna call them fathers. There's some horrible sperm donors out there.
You see that? I got a message today, Cal. Y'all quick to jump on, the bad mothers, but you gonna talk about the bad fathers. You know what? I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah. I definitely I've reached the point in my life where I can't rock with you if you're not a good father.
Exactly.
Like you can't even be in my circle, bro, because to me, that's a reflection of the people that I choose. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I know that all relationships don't work out. Stuff happens between baby daddy, baby mama. I get it. Baby didn't choose to be here.
Exactly. And that's what I say in the book. The baby's innocent.
Baby didn't choose to be here.
You got to put your pride aside, put your issues aside, and make sure the child comes first and make sure the child is the main focus.
Yeah. And unfortunately, when those relationships don't work out, there's a lot of bitterness on both sides. Mm-hmm. And when the two parents can't come together to make it work, it's selfish to me because you have to realize that it's all about the child.
You know why, right? Because the child isn't the focus. Like, I'm not saying that, hey, my situation is perfect. We have our challenges, of course, but guess what? We get back to what the focus is.
Yeah.
We get to focusing on the child and make sure that her needs are met.
And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So how old is baby girl? She's beautiful.
Thank you. Blake just turned 3 in April.
Wow.
Yeah, she's definitely a three-nager. She's definitely a three-nager.
What do you call them now, greenager?
Like, we didn't have too much of the terrible twos, but now that she turned 3, I'm starting to see an attitude, how she'll get mad about stuff, and how she reacts and stuff. So it's like, we're gonna get this together now, because you're not gonna be one of them spoiled kids when you grow up and just be having shit. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, the thing that I've learned, and my kids are grown right now, but the one thing that I've learned in raising children and seeing a lot of people that are in, like, and I'm not sure how old you are, but I'm gonna say that 30 to 40 age range as parents now, where their kids are like teenagers and stuff. Mm-hmm. Man, the one thing that I'm starting to notice is that, and maybe it's just a generational thing, man, but this generation of young people, man, they have a sense of entitlement.
Yeah. But guess what? Who can we blame but the parents?
Yeah.
We can't blame ourselves because we were supposed to raise them the right way. So we take accountability for that. I know I used to be mad, like, why did I wait till I'm 900 to have a child? Right. I was able to travel more, work, like I said, being out everywhere, and this is my career. And now that I'm a little bit older, it's like, okay, I can prayerfully and thankfully thank God for my child better, and be there for her.
I feel like because I had my child, my son at 28. Mm-hmm. My daughter, she was 3 years old when I met my now wife. And I think from the time I was like 22 or 23, wanted to have one. And I think God just knew that I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
He knew that I wasn't mentally ready. He knew that I wasn't financially ready. He knew that I wasn't in the space that I needed to be in to really be a father, because me not having my father in my life, I knew that I was going to be a damn good father. Mm-hmm. I knew I was going to be, I wasn't going to be perfect, but I knew that I was going to be the bomb. I was going to be a bomb father. So like, I've sat through 0-9 football seasons with my son in high school, at every game cheering like I'm out there for the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
I sat through terrible basketball seasons with my daughter, you know what I'm saying? But I just made sure that I was there for each and everything. And I appreciate my wife checking in and saying that I am. But it was always important to me. So like I said, when you make that decision, and it's a decision between two people, mm-hmm. most of the time, to bring a child into this world. And as a man, you don't step up and handle your responsibilities. And if you're going through situations where the mother isn't letting you step up, then unfortunately you may have to go get the court system. But you do what you have to do. I don't care what you have to do. You go through hell and hot water
for your child
to make sure that you're there for your child. And then you doing it as a single man, I commend you, bro. I can't imagine.
Thank you. I want to applaud you before I go forward, because I think I heard you correctly. You said you met your wife when your daughter
was 3. Our daughter. I don't know why I said
what you didn't say was my stepdaughter. You said my daughter.
Oh, no, bro.
I applaud you for saying that, because sometimes people say, no, that's my child. We are a union. That's my child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I applaud you.
I think I might have used that word once, and I stopped and will never, ever use that word again, mm-hmm. because to me, when you put that word in there, that creates a division, that creates a separation. Mm-hmm. And there was never going to be a division or a separation. I knew from the day that I met my wife, and she told me that she had a daughter, that if things were going to build, that this was going to be a package deal. It wasn't going to be like, oh, I'm going to get the mother and, the daughter just going to be, no, especially once we got married and like I was in that full responsibility mode, that word step, like I don't even use that word for her side of the family. Like I don't call them step.
My family, right? Yeah.
Family, bro. Like
for me, I did the same thing. Like, and I never said the word step. Yeah. I just said my children, they're my bonus babies, even though that, my ex and I are together. I still love them. If I still hang out with them. If they, get them all together so the sisters can be together. It's very important that you do that, and because the children are innocent. And
it's funny. I'm gonna tell this story because my wife is looking on, and I know she's gonna be upstairs laughing when I say this. I'm not sure how long we had been dating at the time, but very early, I'm gonna say some months into our relationship, she trusted me to babysit her daughter mm-hmm. while she went to work. At this time, bro, I'm like 25. I'm like, what am I going to do with a 3-year-old? I have no idea for a whole day. But just happened to be Martin Luther King's birthday, so they had parade going on downtown.
The coldest day of the year. It always
coldest day of the year. We out there. Boom. Got Shorty up on my shoulders, enjoying the parade. She called me daddy. And I was like, whoa. Like that really. So I got back home and I called my wife and I was like, look, I want to let you know I ain't paying no money. I didn't coerce her. I didn't twist no ankles or nothing. I just want you to know that she called me daddy. As long as you cool with it, I'm cool with it. Mm-hmm. And it's just been, that kind of relationship ever since. And, never any favoritism, mm-hmm. Once my son was here. Yes, I was a proud daddy and I got my son the first time, you know what I mean? But, but by the time my son got here, my relationship with my daughter was so strong, you know mm-hmm. what I mean? That it was just like, it was natural. And I'm looking forward to marching her down the aisle in about 6 weeks.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. But that proves my point, what I've been saying. Babies and animals know. They know if you're official or not.
Most definitely.
They will definitely let you know what's good.
They feel safe. They felt secure. She felt loved.
Exactly.
They do.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't quite know why, though, but...
And you a bird.
but Kelson, like what was that moment for you? And you kind of touched on it a little bit, to be willing to really be vulnerable enough to put your story out there.
To this day, I have no idea why, but but I just felt like our story is not told enough.
Yeah.
You always hear about the single mothers. It's Black fathers, it's fathers out here that don't get the recognition. They don't know. They think that men, we out sit on the couch playing ourselves or whatever. No, we have feelings. We going through emotions as well, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I allow myself to be vulnerable to share some of the things that I went through as being a single parent, going through single parent and going through a divorce.
All right.
Shout out to my girl Kesha checking in. My girl Pudding in the house.
What up?
So let me ask you this. Are you guys 50-50 or are you full-time?
She's with me every day.
She's with you every day.
Yeah. I have her primary custody, as they call it, primary custody.
Okay. How did that
physical custody? Yeah, primary physical custody.
Got you. So how did that feel, man? When you had to definitely that's culture shock, bro. That's culture shock.
Can I be honest? Yeah, I never really wanted this separation to happen.
Yeah.
Things happen in a marriage and things don't work out. So when you know the divorce was filed and stuff like that, I remember I was on my way to New York for a work function. This is probably like around November 2019. Like I had like a breakdown low key going to New York. I'm thinking, separating. What the hell do I know about raising a child on my own? A little bit of that. What I'm gonna do for work? What I'm going, you know, everything you could think of popped in my mind. And so I'm on the train to New York, just bawling. I know folks like, what the hell is wrong with him? And that weekend also, my favorite drink, which is my favorite drink now, a Henny sidecar, because the Henny sidecar helped me make it through that night. But it was like, it was confusing. It was frustrating. I was sad because you said the marriage was ended, and then I had this new responsibility that I had to take care of. But by the time I got back to Baltimore, I kind of calmed down, got my nerves together, and started thinking of a game plan of how we're going to get through this.
My first game plan would have been, who the hell gonna do her hair? Because
I thought about that. That's what
my wife is telling me that I had it down, but I know, bro, nah.
That's the importance of having a village, and that's what goes in my book. We have a village. If I couldn't do it, you know, her mother would do it. But if she couldn't, or like my sister or my cousins, I would call, ask them questions. I would go to YouTube and work it out. At first, it was just put in a ponytail. But then, you know, I had a little time in my hands going through the pandemic. I learned how to do the twist and know how to, you know, break and stuff like that.
My man.
Well, I have to say, I just got to jump in here real quick because your transparency is remarkable. And I'm a firm believer. Anyone who's ever visited my page knows that I'm all about transparency. I share all of the crazy stuff that I've had to, you know, go through, all of the crazy stuff that I've had to overcome. And I share that because I know that it's going to impact somebody else. It's not for me, right? I didn't go through it for me. And so the fact that you're even saying, I didn't even know why, but I did it anyway. I'm sharing. I promise you, somebody's lives, you know, are being changed. They're being impacted greatly because there aren't enough men that are saying, look, this is what I'm going through. This is how I feel. You know, too many times people are telling you you're not supposed to have emotions. You're not supposed to be human. You're supposed to be, you know, this Iron Man, if you will. And that's not so. You are supposed to, and especially as a girl dad,
you have to be. You know, you gotta like they're soft with the boy, you know.
Girl is she's gonna break you down. In a good way, but she definitely gonna break you down.
And that was my purpose that I wanted to do because I want to be able to someone else to get help. Since releasing the trailer, it's like so many folks have reached out to me like, Kels, thank you for helping to share this story. Thank you. And they've been telling me their story. And I've been trying to, you know, I ain't no Dr. Phil, but listen, this is what I went through. This is what I did. Maybe try this route. You know, so if God has something bigger, because I'm just surprised at the reaction and the stuff I've been able to do thus far. I'm like, God, what you doing? But listen, grab me, let's go.
Listen, don't get me started because he be showing off out here. He does. Listen, I have a saying. I say, you show up, he gonna show off. So go ahead and just show up. Share your story, and I promise you, people's lives are going to be changed, and every single time. And there's so many times, over the years, like I'll literally hear guys say, "You got to share this part. You got to tell them what I did for you in this," and I'm like, "Bruh, I don't want to share it just yet." Yeah. And he like, "But you got to share that." Like, and the minute I share it. Not that I ever look for any accolades or any confirmation, if you will, because I know I hear his voice clearly. But it's a beautiful thing when you can get someone that says, because you share that story, this is how it impacted my life. This is how things are different for me. You know what I mean? And so it allows you to be fueled. It makes you want to do it more. So now you can't tell me, I tell it all.
And I just wanted to reiterate on something that DeWanna said, because that was actually a great point. As Black men, we're taught at a very young age that we can't have no emotions outside of, suck it up, get over it. You better not cry. Yep. You're a punk if you do such and such and such. Right. So
it don't hurt. Take it off.
Yeah. But unfortunately, as we get older, that's been embedded in us so much. And because we come from repetitive generations where the father wasn't in the house and, all kind of other bad issues, a lot of times when we're in the position that you're in right now, Kels, we're not ready. We're not ready, and having a 3-year-old, a little girl will melt the toughest dude's heart instantly. Just you know what I mean. So it's hard sometimes for a lot of men. I think a lot of men want to have boys when they get older, just so they don't have to deal with that soft side that you have to have. And raising a kid, period, but especially raising a young queen.
The crazy thing is, I'll be transparent here, and I said it in the book as well, that I've had like a lot of close deaths to me. My grandfather that raised me, my mother, my father, my best friend, the cousin, like people that were very, very close to me at a young age. And so because of that, and plus being in the industry, your heart get a little cold, get a little, you saying no tears fall down, some emotions. But before my daughter was even here, my ex-wife, she had 2 girls. So you got 2 girls, then Blake, bruh. You talk about emotional, like, because you just want to love on them. You want to hug them and stuff like that. They will definitely, soften you up.
Let me tell you something, man. I've seen some videos on like YouTube and stuff of the hardest, most thuggest gangster rapper that you have ever seen in your life, and moments with their daughter where you can tell that it's just they're just completely different. Like, kids in general, man, but it's just something about a little girl, bro. Because first of all, you automatically put that protective mode on even more when it's a girl.
Well, definitely.
Because a lot of people like you are going to be coming after your daughter, at some point in life, and you just want to, like, man, like they melt your heart, bro. Like I sit back now and I look at pictures of my daughter, man, and I just be like, yo, where did these cheeks come from? You know what I'm saying? And they just always have the most innocent, man. It really, like I said, it melts me all the time, bro. Like, and she's 28 years old now, and sometimes when she come around, even though we mess with each other a lot, it's still little times that I just look at her and I'll be like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Because I just remember, when she was just 3 years old, man, and to see the way that she's grown, it's just been incredible, man.
And my daughter, at least 20 times a day, she just comes to me, grab my leg, and hug, Daddy, I love you. Like, how can you not?
What you gonna do? It's over. It's over. Let's go to the mall. What you want at that point?
Listen, I'm guilty, yes.
Yeah, go. Yeah, let's just go
Right.
through one. So talk a little bit about the writing process. How long
Okay.
did it take? You know, what was your process in putting it together?
Well, I worked with a female black-owned publishing company, Purpose Publishing Company. Shout out to Javon Carter, and I had my business partner Monique Carey. I probably began writing this maybe around May of 2020, inside the pandemic.
Oh wow, okay.
Met with the publishing company. I told her like when I wanted to release it, and so she gave me a timeline. Okay, I need this part done by this date, next part by this date. So broke it down. And so by the deadlines, I had to have that section of the book written. So I probably finished it all up. I want to say maybe by January, maybe December. And from there, her and the editor would go through, write it, come back. Hell, did you want to say this? No one change it this way and take this out, put this part in. And so probably all the way up until I want to say March, we was doing that. I want to say maybe in April is when I got the hard copy of the actual book, the not for sale book. And so at that point, it couldn't be too many changes. So I would say maybe almost a year of writing.
I was gonna say, so that process been rolling, man. Because I see you got the pre-orders now. I see you got the boxes of pre-orders.
Pre-orders are in. So
yeah, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Got to start signing them and packaging them up and sending them out and everything. So
that's when it becomes real.
Yes,
that's when it becomes real. That's when you start checking Amazon and you start checking Oprah's book list and all of that stuff to see if you're in. That's dope, man. Like
I'm just super grateful that most of my pre-orders are already almost sold out. So I'm thankful for everyone that purchased the book or sent the word or reshared the post or anything. Thank you, just to help us prepare for June 7th when the book will officially be out.
So is there like an official book launch thing going on? You got an event popping off, or you just gonna just quietly slide it out there?
No, I'm kind of going back and forth. The whole COVID situation kind of threw my original plans off. So I know this Saturday or Sunday from I think it's from 12 to 2. I've teamed up with a nail company. I think it's LNL.Beauty Co. on Instagram. But she has nail classes, and normally they're for like private events. So she reached out to me and said, "What if we do like a dad and me, a girl dad and me nail event?" So I'll be there on Saturday, encouraging all the dads to sign. The information is on my Instagram page at Urban Informer, and I'll be there with the book, talking. And then, as far as the actual launch, we're still like working on like a book release and type situation.
Okay. That's awesome, man, bro. Like, again, I can't tell you how proud I am, man. And this is like I was sitting here thinking that as we've been talking, like I've never seen a book on single fatherhood.
Yeah.
Not to say that there's not. I just know I haven't seen any, and I don't know anyone, that's put it out. And I also wanted to mention something to you earlier. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with a brother from Baltimore named Matt Pressberry.
Not sure.
Okay, he has a Facebook group called Black Fathers, and this group over the course of probably like 4 years now and has grown so fast and has made such an impact that he's been on like the Steve Harvey show a couple of times. Facebook invited him out to the headquarters to talk to him about some stuff, and he's really just been making a major impact with the group. And I definitely would suggest joining that group if you have the opportunity.
I'm doing it. Sign up.
Yeah, salute, man. Because it's like it's all Black fathers from what I can tell in the group, and it's just a support system because we go through so much, and a lot of times we don't have that person or people that we can reach out to that'll give us the right information. Like I've seen people posting there, asking about, child support and custody hearings and all of that kind of stuff. And, dealing with different scenarios and just asking the brothers how they would react or what they would do, or just asking for advice. It's an amazing group, man. Shout out to Matt Pressberry and all of the work that he's doing. It's bro, I'm telling you, you'll get something out of it immediately.
I just signed up for that group, but I'm also a part of another one. It's like so many, like with dads, and like you said, they're in there asking questions about child support. They're in there talking about, I still got feelings for my ex, my baby, I hate saying baby mother, my child's mother or my ex-wife. What to do was like my child's mother, she dating this new dude and like, all that.
Real life situations though.
Yeah.
Those are real life situations, and when you have real life coming at you, you need somebody with some wisdom.
Yeah.
You need somebody that's going to talk to you, straight from the hip.
Yeah.
You don't want nobody that's going to give you no crap. Because again, crap just breeds more crap.
Right.
And we ain't got time for that, not if we looking to progress in life. So, shout out to Matt Pressberry, the fact that he even saw the need and said, you know what, something as simple as a Facebook group. Let me open up and see if we can get, these fathers in here. I'm trying to figure out how I can get in the group though.
Fathers. Okay? We already women be penetrating the group and be sneaking their ass, saying little comments, trying to signify our business. No.
Speaking of which, though, I want to say something for all these women out here who think that they can be fathers. I want to say it right here on this platform, because listen, even when I was married, I was a single mom. Okay. So no. Let me explain. Because unfortunately, I didn't have the help, right? So I might have been, married in terms of, legally, but the person wasn't there, and that's okay. But what I will say is that I know I could never, even though he decided to not put Chip in, I can never take his place. That's not possible. I'm not a man. I'm not a father. I can't take his place. So what I've chosen to do is to pray over my children that they would still, the void would be filled in other ways if necessary. And that's just because God promised to be a mother to the motherless and a father to the fatherless. And he's shown that, in our lives. My children have had, coaches, people from church, uncles to step up. Unfortunately, my youngest daughter is 20. She turned 20 this past Friday. Her father has not been in her life in any shape or form for at least the last, I'd probably say 8 to 10 years, somewhere along in there. Wow. Like when I say nothing, I mean nothing.
I hate to hear that.
And it's unfortunate. But again, I know that even though I had to bear the load, it was literally me and Jesus doing this thing. I know that I'm not her father. And so on Father's Day, you're not going to see me getting up here talking about for all the single mamas because, girl, no, sis, no. And that's all I wanted to put out there is that no, ain't no way. It's nothing you can tell me because, again, I've done it. Mm-hmm. And I know that I've had to, to catch the slack. But again, no. I'm her mother.
I applaud you for saying that because, come June 20th, I'm the mother and a father. No, you're the mother. Be plenty.
They have Hallmark cards that say this. Yeah, Hallmark cards for single mothers on Father's Day.
Yeah, that's why on Mother's Day.
I have literally seen these cards in the store.
Like on Mother's Day, I'm saying, "Oh yeah, I'm not her mother. That's her mother."
Exactly.
No, I'm her father. And like you said, I can't be a woman, or I can love you as a father and try to just put the right people around you and love on you.
Exactly.
And saying that her mother can't try to be her mother can't be a father. So,
and I think that's the piece. Once we get that piece together as a community, it'll be so much better. Unfortunately, there's that competition for whatever reason. I'm like, listen, I don't want to be nobody's daddy. Mm-hmm. Being their mother is enough.
Yeah,
it's tired.
That goes to something that Kelson said earlier in the show. When that competition is going on, that means it's no longer about the child.
Exactly.
And at that point, I'm hands off. I don't want no parts of that. If I was ever in that situation and I felt like I had to compete, I'm hands off because it's not about me and me being better than you. It's about me and you doing what's best.
Working together for the job. Yeah.
Right.
Kelson, I wanted to ask you real quick before we go on. You mentioned the trailer earlier. Is that trailer on YouTube by chance?
You know what? It's not, and I should, but it is on my Instagram page at Urban Informer. Yeah.
Y'all talk for a second. Let me see what I can work on.
Well, I did want to say it's a pleasure to formally meet you because, you know, again, not being from Baltimore, I'm originally from Philadelphia. So I've only been in the Baltimore area now since about 2008.
Okay.
And so, you know, of course, I'm sorry, what you say?
Where you from?
I'm originally from Philly.
Okay, Philly.
So, you know, the Philly comes out, it rises up.
that John comes up.
Listen, it definitely rises up. And especially when I go home, like this past Friday, like I said, my daughter, she celebrated her 20th birthday. So we actually went home for the day and then headed to South Carolina. But the point I'm making is that, you know, by me not being a Baltimore native, you know, I have a different perspective, I guess, when it comes to the Urban Informer. You know, I'm like, who is this guy? What's he really about? You know, I hear you on the radio. And when, of course, Antoine said that, you know, you were the next guest that we were interviewing. And I'm like, hold up. Like, I'm familiar, but I ain't really familiar. So I had to do some research. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, I'm like, so Kelson really is like, he's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Like he really is out here doing his thing, you know, and of course, especially now that you are being transparent in terms of the single fatherhood and, you know, being a divorcee and things of that nature, like just the fact that you are putting everything on Front Street and allowing somebody else to learn from what you're experiencing. I can't give you enough, you know, kudos on that because like I said, all of what I do is about transparency.
It's easy. Like I said, like I thought just me being on the radio in the afternoons and just sharing different stuff was enough. So me actually going even more personal and sharing this,
right,
it's a lot. And so now as people are starting to get the book or they're seeing different excerpts, I'm getting more questions. I'm like, bro, no, but
right.
we discussed earlier, it's not about me. It's about you know, helping to get the voice, Jermaine, helping to get the word about single fathers and what we go through. And of course, it's not no bashing. I'm telling the truth and speaking my experience. And I have to say I'm not bashing because that's my child's mother, my ex-wife. We're still, you know, we have challenges, but we're still a family. You know, we need to become together for the betterment of the kids, and that's what it's all about.
And I heard you say that, John, earlier.
And that's really what it's all about. I'm so glad you said that and that you could say that publicly, you know. The fact that you can say that publicly so that you know, other individuals can see that. Because unfortunately, all too often there is, you know, a lot of that bashing going on. You know, that's one thing. Me personally, growing up, I didn't have my father in the home. And I would hear things like, you're just like your daddy. And I'd be like, but you just said you didn't like my daddy. You said, you know, my daddy was this and my daddy was that. And so I internalized those things. You know, that might not necessarily been what my mom meant, but that's what I heard. And so growing up, I never really embraced all of who I was because I was shunning the part of me that is my father. So it wasn't until I was good and grown and my mom had actually passed on that I began to really foster a relationship again with my father. And when I realized like most of the things that people compliment me on most are him. The fact that I can walk into a room of people and make friends like it's nothing is all my daddy. You know what I mean? And so again, I didn't embrace that. And because I didn't embrace that, I wasn't becoming my best self. So the fact that you are embracing that and you're allowing your child to see that, you don't even realize just yet because she's only 3, but as she becomes 23, 33 and so forth, you'll begin to see how that, you know, you acting in the manner in which you are maturely, you know, you and her mother, how it's going to impact her life for years to come. And so again, I can't tell you, listen.
Well, again, be honest, it ain't always, you know.
Oh, I know. It wasn't easy for me not to bash my children's father. Like, what?
Yeah.
I wanted to be like, this no good son of a, but what is that going to do, sis? How is that going to impact not just his life, but how is it going to impact your child's life? Yeah. And that's what it's ultimately about.
And, it's really about speaking your truth. Because when I was writing the book, when I first wrote the book, the first version, I was super angry.
Yeah.
I was super angry. I was focusing on the wrong things. And so I talked to my business partner. I spoke to the publisher. Like, you sure you want to do this? You might. I said, and I thought about it, because first I said, no, I don't want to not tell my feelings. I want my feelings to be heard. But then I thought back, you know what? I can still share my feelings, but just how I say it. Because years later, my daughter might pick this up. And I don't want her, I don't want her to hear any negative opinion, that I said about her mother or anybody. Have your own opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And again, still her mother. That's still my ex-wife. So
don't tell me we'd have had to put an advisory sticker on the first version.
I was angry, and the
that's real though.
It was from me. I guess me having an expectation what I thought things should be. It was me being angry from the divorce and how everything has happened.
And I like what you said about the fact that you were angry, right? And you were speaking your truth. And although it was true, it still was your perspective. I believe that there's a difference between your truth and the truth, right? And so it doesn't, basically your truth is going to be through the filter of what you've experienced. Yeah. So whether it's your current situation or even things you've been through in the past, things of that nature. But the truth doesn't always line up. And then there's the difference too when it comes to healed truth. Because when you write a book from a place of healing, man, listen, it's a whole different situation. And you can still say, like you said, you can still say what you need to say, get your point across, but it definitely comes across in a manner of maturity and love, and just being able to, and not saying that what you felt didn't matter, but it's like, do we gotta go to blows for what? Like, what are we really doing? How is that helping anybody?
And during the writing of this book, I did speak to my friend. She did it. She spoke to me for free. Thank you, Angel.
Shout out to Angel then.
She's a therapist. That's what she does. And like when I would get frustrated about certain things going on, she would just talk me and bring me back in and make me answer the questions and say, you know what, instead of thinking about like this, think about it like this, or say this, So that definitely helped. And even like when we were still together, going to see a counselor and stuff like that. So I'm writing this book. It was therapy to get it out, but at the same time, I think from the talking to the doctor, the therapist, and everything, it helped me put me in a better mode to write this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, girls. From what you can tell, best way for me to say this. Do you think that? How do you think your daughter is handling the situation? Does she, at her age, realize that mommy and daddy aren't together? Obviously, you guys aren't living in the same house, but does she understand that there's a separation between you guys, but yet at the same time, it's still mommy, it's still daddy, and y'all still love her?
I think we both do a great job letting her know that, we still love you and everything. I know that she knows that we live in two different places. Like I asked her probably like this weekend together. I said, Flicky, you remember when we lived in the house together, or me, mom, and your sisters? And she really didn't answer. So I don't think she quite gets it. I just know that she lives with me and we're together.
Yeah.
And she said the other day, we randomly, Daddy, I love you. You do everything for me. We always together. And like, wow. So she pays attention to things. I don't think she realized what we went through.
Yeah.
Because she's so young.
That's amazing, and that's good that at such a young age. And I can imagine what the bond is going to be by the time she like starts getting into like dance and all of that kind of stuff in school. Imagine, bro, if the pandemic might still be going on when she's in school and you homeschooling, because I've heard some stories about homeschooling.
Because trying to oversee the radio stations and shout out to the Boys Learning Center where she goes to daycare now, who makes sure she's straight. So shout out to Mr.
I
Young.
know that's right. Listen, I can't even imagine. I told you my youngest baby is 20, so I don't want no problems.
Yeah.
I hated helping with homework, especially math, because math was so different with my kids in school than it was when I was coming up. That new math stuff that they
whatever happened to, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Whatever happened, that's all I know.
Listen, that saved my life, okay?
Yo, why are y'all taking 37 steps to do something that I can do in 4 steps and still get the same answer? I didn't understand it, but
it's too much.
Had to teach them, how it was. So thank you for sending the trailer, bro. I do want to get into this and play this for everybody, man. I had a chance to watch it previously, but now, and again, shout out to my man E Digger for showing me how to do this right, so I can be able to share stuff like this.
We always hear the stories about being a single parent from the mother's point of view, but we never really hear about it from the father's point of view. We have feelings, we have emotions, we go through things as well. Sharing these things don't make you any less of a man. Actually, it makes you a vulnerable human being, and that's okay. The time for us to speak out about the things we go through as single dads is now. I lived a lot of my life publicly due to radio, but when I turned the mic off or logged off social media, I went through a lot of things being a single dad that I never spoke about until now. In my mind, when I thought about becoming a dad, it was always me with my wife and our kids until we closed our eyes for the last time. And I swear, I wanted something different for my daughter than I experienced growing up. But it always doesn't work out like that. And I had to learn to be okay with that. So it became just the two of us. Shout out to all the single dads who's doing their thing and don't get recognized.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, y'all got me getting ready to shed a tear. Like, that was so beautiful. It's so simple yet so profound.
Yeah.
And so again, just shout out to you for allowing yourself to be in that vulnerable space and being, that the first, if you will, because like Antoine said, I can't think of anybody off top that is out here saying, promoting single fathers, saying, look, this is what I'm experiencing and being transparent. I can't think of one right now. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that, if you are to be the first, hey, I'm sure there's going to be, more than enough, hopefully, that follow behind in your footsteps.
Yes.
This is my story. And those that are going to be encouraged because of your story, they're going to be encouraged that they can be human and that they can still, experience the drama, the trauma, all of the ups and downs of fatherhood and especially single fatherhood, just bringing it all together and having that support, knowing that they're not alone.
Because even in the book, I also I talked about how, trying to date and, raise a daughter or raise a child and the challenges and potty training, talk about everything that I went through.
Right.
So hopefully those who do read it, you get an idea of the things that I went through and things that other single fathers may go through. And of course, every father's situation is different. This is just mine. Of course, you got the legal stuff you go through, the court stuff, all of that.
And honestly, again, even as a woman, I feel like it would be beneficial for women to also,
definitely, yes.
Because again, it puts things in perspective when you can, take a step back and be mature enough to say, well, let me read it from a man's perspective. Let me see what it is that, that they might be experiencing.
Because guess what, ladies? We have feelings. We got feelings too.
Charles, I want to go back to something you just said because I've always thought of the dating aspect from the single mother's point of view, and not always wanting to, have different men around there. Well, at least not the trifling ones. The ones that do right don't want to have a bunch of men around there, around their kids, and making sure that their kids are a certain age before they come, or at least that they're far enough in that dating relationship before they're comfortable enough to bring you around. Like, how are you approaching that situation?
Only people I have around my daughter now, outside of as far as females, outside of her mother, are like my real genuine friends. Like, that we're friends. Like I grew up with them, or they're like her aunts. Yeah. Then I'll be real far as dating. Since divorced in 2019 all the way to now, I'm on a one date. One.
Oh, the pandemic shut you down, bro.
We can go with that. Yeah, sure. The pandemic. But it was like, but this is what when you're dealing with people who have children, you have to be mindful of the fact that we gotta first find a babysitter.
Yeah.
Then we got to get there. We got a certain little window. So don't be late. Stop playing with our time. Be on time.
Listen, this is why I tell people, because when I do get in a relationship, the first thing people always say to me, so are you going to have more kids? Have you lost your full mind? It ain't happening. So why? My baby just turned 20.
Uh-huh.
Why would I do that?
I want more kids.
And I mean, that's understandable. To each his own. For me, like, that ship has sailed. I'm not going back there. Like, you don't understand the level. I've been a mother for almost 26 years, right? So I've been putting a lot of life off for 26 years. And although I would not change a thing, I love my children. We have amazing relationship. But I ain't finna do it again. Listen, mama is outside.
I was so fortunate when I met my wife, because literally her mother, and her sister lived in 3 separate buildings in the same apartment complex. So babysitting was never an issue. Like we was gone. We was like, send her this. I never had that issue, but that's all good stuff to think about, man. And even more.
I'm sorry, go ahead. But think about trying to date or do things during the pandemic.
Yeah.
No, because I'm not being around any everybody. We know what the hell the COVID was, And so what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to jeopardize my child by going different places or having her over different places. Because number one, if they're not someone you really trust, I'm not sending my child over there. That shit's just not happening. We gotta be mindful as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
For work, for me, I've always been the one that's like traveling a lot for work. But if I don't have a sitter, or I'm not going, I can't go.
Right.
My child was going to come first.
Yeah, always. So what's going on with the Urban Informer, man?
Nothing. This book.
The book. That's it.
The cooking classes, and just trying to do it all.
So you're not doing anything media-wise these days?
No, I'm still over right now. What my focus is course first, because that's what pays the bills. Is overseeing the stations. I'll jump on air from time to time if I need to. Okay. The book, and then the cooking classes that I do.
Y'all notice how he just stunning on us, because he said overseeing the stations.
Listen. I was sharing when you went off for that brief moment. I was sharing with the good brother, like, listen, as someone transplanted from Philadelphia to Baltimore, I had to do my research. What I found was Kelson is pretty much amazing. I mean, like, it ain't hard to find out that you've been doing the damn thing.
Yeah, it's like, I think next year, including my internship, I've been in media 20 years.
Yes.
It's like, wow.
Almost as long as I've been alive. I'm still 21.
Me too. But I'm blessed. I was able to go from intern and work my way up and been blessed to work in different markets as well.
That's incredible.
Bro, that right there in itself is an amazing story, man.
Yeah.
And it's just different to see, like, when I came from an intern, others that came in, during the same time I did, now they're like in something totally different.
I was just about to ask you, like, yo, how has it changed since you started, like the whole radio realm?
Well, compared to when I first started to now, I would say one of the biggest changes. When I first interned, he wasn't getting paid. He was there getting paid, working.
Oh, interns making money now?
Yes. If you remember, like a few years ago, you had a lot of interns going back and suing companies saying they weren't getting paid for the time that they was working. Wasn't what when we came in, you gonna sit there and work because you wanted to be in it. You wanted to do as much as you can. It wasn't about the money. Not at all. It was because you wanted to be there and you wanted to get every opportunity that you could get.
Right.
So that's a big difference from when I first started to now. And then of course now when I first started, it wasn't the whole Pandora, the Sirius XM, all that. It wasn't around.
Right.
So now it's just different avenues for media consumption and everything.
So radio over the course of time has really had to make a major adaptation.
Yeah. Same thing as TVs and also print media.
Yeah.
It's changing.
Sometimes I'm surprised that print media even still exists. Like, I don't know how the Baltimore Sun is still around in 2021.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. And every now and then I'll come across a magazine like in 7-Eleven on this, on a little stand, and I'll be like, yo, y'all still still reading magazines? Like
Word Up, Wrap Up.
Just about to say that.
Pictures up on the
wall. Listen.
It was funny. I had a hip hop wall and I had a wrestling wall.
Wow.
That was it.
That had Lil' Kim Award, TLC, and the famous, the infamous Lil' Kim picture, her and Lil Bailey suit standing, sitting over the bear, had all that.
Greatest picture ever.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I looked at Lil' Kim today and I'd be like, huh?
Right, like it's not even the same person, but still love her though.
This is what like she talk about transforming, like, but that's a transformation for
I think in her book, or I saw somewhere where she talked about it was due to her insecurities and her wanting to look like a certain image that the media and this Hollywood lifestyle will paint you to be, like to be wanted. That's why you hear all these women now having all these surgeries and doing these, stuff to their face and adding, getting ass and some titties and, because they want to look at this ideal person and because they have some insecurities. So shout out to all my natural sisters. If you're getting stuff added in, if it makes you feel happy, do it. Be safe. You got to do it to make you happy. You got to do it to make you happy.
And that's so profound that you would even say that.
Hold up. Before you even go there, I got it. And I'm going to send this one to our Black women. Y'all have to understand that we love y'all the way that y'all are. Mm-hmm. We don't want you to conform to society standards because we don't rock with society standards. Like, we love y'all the way that y'all are. I hate the fact sometimes that women wear so much makeup because I just love that natural look. That look that you have when you wake up in the morning and you get the crust out your eyes, and you know what I'm saying?
Not with the crust, son. Like, now you want a little too hard.
No, but I'm saying that to say that and Kelson makes a great point, because with Lil' Kim, she was trying to fit into everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
The people that really love Lil' Kim the way she was. Like, that was my baby mother on that picture. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to shoot the club up and have 3 kids with Lil' Kim, for real. I ain't never meet her, but if I'd ever met her, that would have been baby mother back then, because she was just so beautiful.
Antoine, your wife's watching.
I know she is. But
sorry, you got to deal with this nonsense.
But I'm just saying that to say that stop worrying about those standards and just be the beautiful women that God created y'all to be. Like, we good.
Mm-hmm.
We good.
But you know, men,
but
we
see,
can't really
that's just
that.
it, though, right?
We like, but you gotta let them do what makes them happy. We can't really speak on it.
And that's I feel like that's the point right there that you just said, is that we have to feel how we feel, like, and I do understand that, and it's been something that I make sure that I talk to my children about regularly, right? Like, I reaffirm who they are. I reaffirm who they are through Christ, not just, who they are in the world, and it's like, when you know who God created you to be,
yeah.
You don't care if you don't got, the big boobs and the big, like, you don't need all that, because you know who, you know what I'm saying? So it makes a difference in that particular regard. So, but unfortunately, if you do have those insecurities, they're just going to be amplified.
Yeah.
And so they have, you got to take care of that first.
And I get that, but it doesn't have to be Little Kim Major. It doesn't have to be like, these are totally different looking for, like, every time I've seen her on stage over the last 5 years, she looks like she's literally, if she breathes too hard, it's going to pop out. Like, the face is going to totally explode, and that she's going to, like, I mean, to be as beautiful as she was, you know what I mean? And just, if that's the reason that she did it, if she's happy with it, then God bless her. But I just felt like she's the perfect case of a person that didn't have to do anything but just continue to be her.
Yeah.
And she would have been fine. But hey, it's, to each his own. So before we let you get out of here, man, because I don't want to keep you all night. Do you have anything else coming up, like 2021, as the world is starting to open back up? And before you answer that, has this book kind of opened up something in you to maybe start writing about something else?
It's funny because before I wrote this book, I always wanted to write a book about, my experience with radio. So now it's like, I do want to do that. First, I want to make sure I give this book as much as I can get. It's been like a lot of great opportunities come out because of this book. So I want to continue to do that. I had to take a break from the cooking class. It's like a month, maybe month and a half. So I'm getting back to that and continue to do radio and raise my baby.
That's it. Yeah. She just hit me.
Hopefully go on some dates, go on some dates.
Right, of course. The one that just hit me and said her computer died. And this is funny because we got on here and we did a test run earlier today, like around 12 noon, and everything was perfect. And as soon as the show started, she started freezing. She started going blurry. I'm like, oh my God.
Just blame the cicadas. Blame the cicadas.
It's all the cicadas' fault. Yeah, man. But again, bro, like, as soon as I saw your post, man, I had to have you up here. Number one, because again, I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time, bro. And it's so much other stuff that we could talk about, but I really wanted to focus on.
Have me come back. Have me come back.
I really wanted to focus on the book tonight, man. And I'm proud of you, bro. I really think that this book can change some lives. It can give hope to some brothers out there who may feel like, they're in the same situation and don't know how they can get through it. Mm-hmm. And Dewana made a great point. Some women need to read this book so that they can understand things from our perspective and understand that, we go through, and we struggle, but we're going to be there and do everything that we have to do to raise our kids and to be the best fathers that we can be. And if y'all just allow us that opportunity to be, we can be pretty dope. Like we can be pretty dope. And again, I love it because this kills that narrative that we keep getting beat over the head with, that Black fathers aren't stepping up and doing the things that we have to.
Yep.
So, and then she had to come back. Dang. I thought we was done with you for the night.
Listen, the enemy be trying it. And I'll be like, I'm not going to stop. Like, I don't care how many times you try to, knock me off. I'm going to be back.
he said, blame it on the cicadas.
Yeah, blame it on them.
Oh, my God. I hate it.
It's funny. I think I've seen like 10 cicadas total.
Oh, man. I had one in the car today.
all this
And I
other
was
stuff
like,
that's going on. Knock
and
on wood.
I heard it first, and I was like, "Oh hell no!" And I had to pull over. I was like, "We got to get him out of here," because I be, had a wreck or something. Like, he got to go. So yeah, I'm over it already.
When they were here the last time, I worked at Spring Grove Hospital, and it's over by UMBC, and we're kind of up on a hill. So to come off of our campus, you got to drive down a little winding road like this. And I'm off work. It's Friday. I'm pumped for the weekend, and I'm riding down this hill, and a cicada came in my window, hit me right on the side of my face, and it scared me so bad I swerved, and I almost went over the side of the hill.
Oh wow!
I would have landed down on Valley Road. There's no way I would have survived that crash. And just as I realized where I was going, I had to literally snatch the wheel back over in order to not go down that hill, because if I would have gone through that little wire barrier that they have up, it's automatically downhill at that point. And you're talking probably about a 60-foot drop.
Sheesh.
I would have been done. And I've hated cicadas ever since.
Wow.
Ever since. But thank God I haven't seen them and experienced them as much as other people have.
Listen, keep your windows up. That's all I'm saying.
That's simple.
But definitely, it's all I wanted to hop back on and say. It's been a pleasure. Like,
thank you
to finally put a true face to the name, and to confirm all of the great things that I found out about you in my research. To know that they really are true.
Thank you.
And to this day, you still remind me of AJ from 106 in Park, bro. I don't know why.
That is flex, like
I know you've heard that a million times, bro, but every time I see you, I think of him and vice versa, man. But yeah, bro, just continued blessings to you, man. I hope this book is worldwide, bro. I want to see you on Oprah.
Definitely.
I want to see you
Speak it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
I'm definitely getting my.
Thank you.
And I'm definitely going to get one too. But
I appreciate it.
How can they contact you to get the book?
It's very simple. You can always log into Purpose Publishing Company /Kelson, but that's a lot, I know. But the easiest way to do is on my Twitter or my Instagram in my bio at Urban Informer. The link is right there where you can purchase it today. And the pre-orders are still coming in. So I am signing all the pre-orders as well, because I thank you for people, purchasing the book. And I'm signing everyone with a message. I appreciate it.
So I'm going to put this message up there, and I'm going to let you.
And you heard what he said. He said today.
Yeah.
Today.
You see this message?
Yes.
Jermaine said a cartoon for the book.
A cartoon form. You need the book in cartoon form. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be kind of dope. That would be kind of dope. I know a brother. Was it Matt? No, it was another dude that I interviewed some years ago. That does cartoon kids books, and his stuff is absolutely amazing. It's kind of like teaching them life lessons, but in cartoon form, because that's the way that they relate to it. That would be, hey. Yeah.
That would always, as your daughter gets older, to have it from her perspective, because of course there's going to be other little girls that can glean from that. So absolutely.
Yep.
And I always, Kels, and I don't know if this is something that you considered or if you might consider down the road, but I always tell authors these days, man, to consider putting your book in audio book form, because a lot of people, don't have the time to literally sit down and read like, some others do, but they will, put your joint on Bluetooth while they're cleaning up, while they're driving, whatever the case may be. And I actually get more from audiobooks listening to it than I do reading the word. So if you ever have that opportunity, definitely think about that. That would be dope.
Okay. Someone else mentioned that to me, so I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah. But I appreciate you, man. I'm glad that I finally had a chance to sit down. Like I said, there's so much other stuff that we could talk about, so we may have to bring you back so we can talk Urban Informer stuff and not just
let's get it.
and just bug out and have fun, man. But I want to thank everybody that tuned in with us tonight on YouTube. Thanks to everybody that tuned in with us on Facebook Live. Make sure you subscribe and like all of our stuff. We're right back here tomorrow. My man DJ Tons is going to be in the building.
Hey.
another Baltimore legend that I've been trying to talk to since I've been doing this radio stuff, man. Definitely looking forward to chopping it up with that brother. Like I said, we gonna get this Folktown 357 and this JJ Fad interview locked in. I don't care what I gotta do. If I gotta fly out there and make it happen, I'm gonna fly out. But we definitely gonna make this happen because one of the things that I want to do with this show is try to interview some legendary people. And we've had Melba Moore and we've had Smooth B from Nice and Smooth and comedian talent and all these people. So I just want to keep that vibe going. But as I always say, Baltimore is the home base. So anytime we have people here that are doing dope stuff like Kelson is with this book, I also want to make sure that I show y'all love, man. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank y'all.
Yes.
We'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. The one is not going to be here. Tune in anyway.
So sad. But much success to you, Kelson. I definitely appreciate you coming on. I, definitely appreciated being able to finally meet you face to face, and just definitely continue success in all that you do. Keep killing it, brother. Go for what you know.
Thank you.
We want to see you. We want to see you on those top list books.
Listen,
see you on those top lists.
Get your books there. Let's get it.
I'm glad that you joined that Black Fathers group, man. Make sure you promote what you're doing in that group. Yeah, because I'm quite sure that you're gonna get a lot of love in there, man. So make sure.
I hope so. I'm definitely going to do that.
Definitely. All right, man. It's a wrap.
All right.
Tuesday night is in the building. We will be back tomorrow. Everybody stay safe. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we out of here. Peace.
Love you. Smooches.
Smooches.